Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I'm your host, Shawn Walchef, founder of calibbq and calibbq.media. We are coming to you live from the Restaurant Transformation Tour in San Francisco, hosted by Restaurant 365. The reason we started this show is because we believe every business needs to be digital first and every business needs to be in the hospitality business. We also believe that humans are at the heart of technology. And if you don't partner with the right technology partners, it's hard to provide hospitality. Restaurant 365 has put on an incredible event. I have Joe and Sofia. What are your official titles with Restaurant 365?
Do you want to shoot or me? Awesome. My name is Sofia Franzon. I am the product manager over our intelligence product here at R365.
And Joe Hannon, group product manager over everything operations, including that intelligence project.
So let's start with the intelligence project. Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So us as a company, we see data propelling the entire industry forward and the capability that it has for, our restaurant owners, our franchisees, all of our clients to really make use of it and grow their bottom line. So we just kind of saw this opportunity, saw the direction we were going in, and really recognized, the strength that data has in today's day and age, and really wanted to pursue it.
How do you make data come alive? I'm fascinated by data. Data storytelling. As somebody that does this, puts on this show, we talk to technology founders all the time. We talk to different people, engineers, marketers, sales professionals. And for me, I know as running our own restaurants, we have so many reports in our tech stack. What is important for me to bring to my managers where we can make a story of, hey, these numbers matter? How do you make numbers matter?
Do you want to take that one? Do you want me to take
I can. I think actually at a roundtable earlier today, we were talking with some founders and owners of different restaurants and franchisees. And one of the biggest things they brought up was the labor shortage, the labor crunch in the industry right now is causing a lot of folks to, they have to really train their people up and get them to be higher level operators than they've ever been before. And what Sofia and we're sitting here well, why don't we just build a software that makes them better operators, and let us manage the manager and help them become better, turn your B's into A's, your C's into B's. And that way you keep up leveling all your people in your org. And the way to do that is you take all the data from everything we're collecting at R365 and give them insights and prescriptive things that they can go do. Hey, your peers are this good at this. If you did that same thing, you could be just as good as them. And so it's really putting all that together in one package.
Bring me back to running a deli. LinkedIn's a powerful tool.
Right. I know
crazy,
right?
You put it on LinkedIn, so I know you did it.
Yeah,
Bring me back to the deli days.
The good old deli days. What was funny, I remember when I first started, we had no POS.
No POS.
No POS. This is in 2010.
No heart, no soul.
2010?
2010 is when we got our first POS.
Wow.
Before that, it was hand entry, the daily sales stuff. It was also, I carried around, I'm not kidding, the big old time cards in my back pocket.
No way.
And handed them out to people.
In 2010?
In 2009 and a half. Yes, I did this.
Wow.
And then we got Aloha. I don't know if I can say Aloha, but we got Aloha. And I was like, what is this magical tool?
What is this?
I can know my labor in real time. And so it changed the game. And that just, I think right then cemented, I'm like, I got to do the technology in restaurants. This is what's making it happen.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
And how about for you? Do you have a restaurant background?
Yeah, so I actually don't have as much of a in-restaurant background. I wasn't at a deli, unfortunately.
No deli store?
No deli store for me.
Missing out.
But a lot of my background actually is rooted in analytics. So even when you were asking about, how we make our data useful and take advantage of that, in me in my life, my data, as if I carry around with personal data all the time, but the data that I encounter, it's a lot more of an art than a science to me, and how you want to manipulate it, how you want to tell that story. And I feel like that's kind of part of the fun. But yeah, a lot of my background's in, marketing analytics and even some finance. So always have been in the numbers.
Why? When did you fall in love with numbers?
When I fell in numbers?
Young age?
when I realized that, it all started when I was
6 years old.
When I was 6 years old. And so it's actually really funny is, I like numbers, but I've always loved what numbers enable you to do in the space, right? They help you prove your points. They help you lead into strategy. And I'm a very creative person, and they always gave me kind of that quantitative anchor to really go and be creative in the scope of what makes sense, right? So it helps keep me anchored, which has helped, me grow and me help where I can, because any suggestions that I make are backed by the beautiful thing we call numbers.
Otherwise, you'd just be in a cloud somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Around.
Yeah, no, I would have been. I'm floating, holding.
So I know that a lot of time, effort gets put in to put on events like this. Here in San Francisco, this is absolutely gorgeous space. The people that you've gathered to come to this event, the people that I've been able to interview for digital hospitality, the conversations I've had in the hallways. Why is it important that Restaurant 365 does things like this, Restaurant Transformation Tour?
Oh, I think quite a few reasons. One of the biggest ones is that immediate. Tony had on his presentation the immediate feeling of family. And you mentioned, at the onset here, the hospitality, it all comes down to people. And we believe that too. And it's very important for us. And so for everybody to come together and just, you break bread together, you eat together, you talk together for 8 hours, you're going to end up knowing some people pretty well. So I think that's number one. Number two, obviously important for us is real-time feedback and getting how is it going? How's the software going? What do you want out of a BI tool? Right? You're the ones who need to make this thing. We just interpret it and spit it out. Yeah. They're the ones that give us all the great ideas.
We just run it through Google Translate.
Right, yeah.
We're
Google Translate for products.
Translate. But yeah, we even had an excellent lunch with a lot of different restaurant owners, operators, franchisors, and we were able to just, sit at the table, break bread. We didn't technically eat family style, but we were sharing ideas family style and really learning, what are your trials, what are your tribulations, how can our product, better help you, serve your managers, serve your people in a way that, makes a difference.
Yeah, it all starts with the problem. We want to get to the base. What are the core problems that you need solved that will just help you excel your business even further?
Absolutely.
How do you best learn about the industry that you love so much?
It's mostly that, talking to people. Yeah. We have, in our world, we have an idea portal, fortunately, so they're able to dump stuff to us.
How do you get people to give in to giving you feedback?
They have no problem with it.
I think, to be honest with you, it's the reason why the people that listen to this show, the people that consume our content, that show up in our clubhouse rooms, it's a different breed.
Yeah,
you don't need to convince us that the internet exists. We know that it exists, and we're also humble enough to know that we need to ask for help.
Yeah.
To know that we don't need to have all the answers, but we need to have the right partners.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think it doubles down even more when you're talking the restaurant industry specifically.
Yes.
Because it's not only that, but it's also the people who have been in the trenches. If you've ever worked in a kitchen in your life, you know exactly what it's like, and just that becomes your family very quickly. You'll do anything for those people around you, and just having that transcend into it's almost like double, right? They're like, well, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it because I love you and I want you to make it better. And that's sort of I think the relationship we have with most of our customers.
Yeah.
What kind of lesson would you want somebody from here that attended this event? What kind of lesson would you want them to take away?
Be honest, be open, and have those conversations. Don't be afraid to approach. Only a few of us bite, right? I think that was a joke. None of us bite.
That was a better
y'all looked really serious. But I think in all actuality, right? Talk to us. Give us your feedback. I think we share a statistic that we incorporated over 400 ideas from the idea portal last year alone. So people give their feedback because it does make a difference and it does make it into that end product. So coming to these events is just a really great way to meet the people that are listening to you on the other end.
Yeah.
And how about for you? What kind of lesson? Or how about somebody that didn't attend the event? Somebody that is thinking about coming to the Austin Restaurant Transformation Tour event?
Oh man, I think just I sat in on a session earlier about menu engineering, and when it was over, I told the presenter, I said, that was the best session on menu engineering I've ever seen. Because he actually went into engineering a menu. Usually in the tech world, you just say here's your puzzle, your flower horse, your dog, have fun with that. Good luck. And then he took it to the next level and said,
telling?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He took it to the next level and said, okay, here's a menu. Here's the golden triangle. This is, and he's done all the research. He's read all the articles. He's read all the books. And so he's a pretty good resource for this now. And I'm like, man, I've been doing this for years and I've never even thought about some of that stuff. And so just those sort of unique situations that come up and the things you're going to learn at this kind of event at RTT for R365. And not to mention that, not to toot our own horn, but we put out a lot of freaking product.
Yeah.
And so you're going to come learn about whatever the next 6 months worth of stuff is, whatever time period you come to the event.
Yeah.
And I think that's, a lot of people really love that. The roadmap session is always one of the favorites.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things Morgan was sharing when he was introducing Tony for his keynote, he was saying that the things that Tony says, they're so insightful that he finds himself sharing that information with somebody else. And I think for me, knowing I only have a limited amount of time to dedicate to travel. To I'm out here with my wife and my son and my daughter. Actually, my mother-in-law. I'm here with the person that I opened up the restaurant business with. So Corey, he started the restaurant with me in 2008. I bought him out in 2012. Now he's in the real estate profession, but just because of the proximity, the fact that you guys are here in San Francisco, I was able to come here, have incredible conversations that I will now talk about on TikTok, talk about on LinkedIn, talk about on podcasts, and talk about in real life. And I made true connections that I'm really excited for. So thank you to Restaurant 365 for putting this thing together. How's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to learn more about business intelligence and what you guys do?
So go to our website, first and foremost.
Yeah,
restaurant365.com. That's a huge one. If you're already a customer, obviously you know where to get us. Reach out.
Are you both on LinkedIn?
We are both on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn.
I am too.
Are you posting content on LinkedIn?
I
will
post this content on LinkedIn. Yes.
I'll certainly like it.
I will certainly.
There you go.
He'll share it. I'll put the post together. He'll share it.
It'll be
But
great.
you're welcome to find me. My name is Sofia Sofia Franzon. Franzon, and I'm on LinkedIn. So
Perfect.
we're welcome to
And you?
connect.
How do you spell your name?
Joe Hannon, Joe. Yeah, that one's tough. Hannon. Hit me up on LinkedIn.
The only Joe Hannon on LinkedIn?
Friend me. It might be. I don't know. Just
This
look for
profile photo though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's like I think I do this. I think it looks like this. So there, now you know what it looks like.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you guys. If you want to connect with me, it's at Shawn P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. Please check out the Restaurant Transformation Tour. Check out Restaurant 365. And if you ever have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me. I'm weirdly available for any kind of digital hospitality discussions. Also, join us on Clubhouse every Wednesday, every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And we hope to see you guys next week. So tune in next week. Thank you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.